So today I thought I would shoot a video from the basement. Why, you may ask? Well, why not? Why not shoot a video in the basement? There's a reason for it. I wanted to get the feel for this video. You know, ever since I was younger, myself and my brother and a lot of other people I know liked looking at abandoned places, liked abandoned stuff. Abandoned hospitals, abandoned asylums are cool, so interesting. Abandoned houses, abandoned anything. Abandoned is beautiful. And you might be like, well, you're crazy. What? Dilapidated, ugly. It's like your basement, ugly, dark. There's ghosts roaming in the background probably, so if you see any, let me know. Abandoned is beautiful. So it's interesting to me because anything that is abandoned, anything that is old, anything that is part of history, once had its height of vibrancy, its height of yang, its height where it was this flourishing, alive building with people coming in and out, and now it's like the light is completely gone, nobody's home. Kind of like dementia, right? This person is vibrant, they're alive, and then they reach a point where nobody's home. Nobody's home, and you could see it in the eyes. The physical body's still here, but it's like they've left, right? So this is why I think, and I'm a little bothered when they're so quick to tear down like abandoned stuff or things that are historical because they claim, well, it's no use anymore. It's no use anymore. So we'll tear it down and we'll put up a bunch of cookie cutter homes and buildings and that are really not well built half the time, but superficially they look really lovely, right? Well, I'd rather see a bunch of houses that are hundreds of years old and have character and uniqueness because I can relate it to human beings where we have, we're born, in case you didn't know, we're born. And then we go through life and we're born with like this little seed and we're born with our essence, our inner fire, which is our life force in Chinese medicine. It's called Jing. And we're supposed to nourish our Jing and not deplete our Jing, deplete our battery life by, excessive work and excessive emotions, excessive sex, excessive anything really, burning ourselves out, our life force, because we need that to hang on to get to older age. And a lot of people do burn themselves out, especially in Western culture here. And, we reach a point where we're vibrant, we're alive, we're present in our lives. And this is, the middle of our life, the bulk of our life, really. And then we go old age, we decline, and things slow down and we dry up and not to sound, terrible, but we do. Our body fluids dry and the inner fire starts dimming, okay? It starts dimming, and then we eventually get to a place of death. And this is the full cycle of life. It's not to be decrepit. This is just how things work in life, right? So what I see is that a lot of people's inner light or inner fire burns out before they get to that old age because they've overworked themselves, because they've overexerted themselves, because they've been holding on to emotions and letting them sit inside and boiling up and causing disease in the body, okay? Emotional, physical disease. And then there's no presence anymore, or somebody's spirit is affected. I'm going to do a video next or soon on something called the 5 spirits, which is more the psychological and spiritual aspects of Chinese medicine, the ancient Chinese medicine practices. And when one of these 5 spirits that's connected to each of our organs is out of balance, it affects our overall Shen, our overall light. And by light, I mean our luminosity. So is it something you can actually put words to a lot of times, but it's what just projects out of somebody. So me talking to you now, there's a certain, not that I'm the most vibrant person in the world or have the most light or whatever, but there is a light coming out of me. And especially when I do these videos, I feel the luminosity or my connection to, I guess, the universe kind of channeling through me in a certain way. And maybe that sounds weird, but that's how I feel about it. So it could be anything that you do. For me, it's making videos. For other people, it's doing other creative feats or maybe speaking to people. It's whatever is giving you energy and it feels like it's not coming from just your physical body, but something a little bit more. You feel more expansive, you feel more alive, more present. Okay, that is the radiance I'm talking about. That is the luminosity. And what I see now are a lot of people's inner radiance burning out before the natural decline of life into older age when it's supposed to. So people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s who it's like nobody is home because they're not present with themselves. They're not connected to here, they're not connected to here, they're not connected to here. They're just kind of walking zombies, right? So the point of this video, not only to shoot a cool video in the dark basement, because this basement once had vibrancy too. This is a very old house. And this was somebody's workshop down here, okay? And right now, it's full of cobwebs and some exercise equipment and more cobwebs and stuff. And there's a bathroom down here too. Not usable, but it's like 200-year-old toilet or something, which is very cool. I find it cool, where somebody else might not find it cool. Anyway, but I just want you to think a little bit about, do you feel radiant? Do you feel vibrant right now in your life? And how old are you? It's okay if you're 80, 90 years old, but if you feel like your inner fire, the spark in you, has been burnt out and you're fairly young, it begs the question of why. And I'm not saying that to be like there's something wrong with you, because there's nothing wrong with you. But I want you to explore what happened in your life, or what is happening, or what are you holding on to emotionally. Okay, maybe you're going through something physically that is affecting you on a spirit level, affecting you from feeling present in your life. There's a book, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but it's about these soldiers that go to Afghanistan. I think it's Afghanistan war. And they took pictures of these soldiers before, during, and after war. And you could really noticeably see the change in their spirit, in their Shen, they call it in Chinese medicine, that you can see through the eyes. So, and when I mean the eyes, I'll think of somebody who's very present. So right now, my Shen is present. My Shen is present, I'm looking at you, I'm speaking to you. And then think of if I had dementia, or if I had sort of vacancy to my look. So if I wasn't looking at you, I was looking through you. You could pick up on the difference, right? You could pick up on the vacancy in my eyes. So that's what they're talking about here with Shen. So these soldiers, before a lot of them kind of look like these scared little boys in a way, and maybe that's why they were going, to war. They enlisted because they felt like they needed growth, self-growth. They needed something to make them stronger on a psychological level. During was the most present, where their Shen, where their spirit was the most present, because it had to be. They had to be aware, they had to be alive, because war is a very traumatic thing, but you have to be very aware. So automatically, they pulled the Shen down. And then after, you notice that there was just a shift in their overall look. And this is going into like facial diagnosis and things like that. I could get more into that later. But you could see a change from before and after, how much they gained on just on a personal level, like their will, their spirit, they got stronger, and you could see it in their faces. So it's really interesting. But what I wanted to mention was the during. This was like the height of when they were the most alive, the most present in their life. And they had to be. They had to be. So I just want to make you aware And, you know, really think about how present you feel right now, how alive you feel right now, because this is really important. And the goal in life is to cultivate that and do more things that bring that out of you, or not do things that, you know, take that away from you, that make you feel like a zombie or something like that. So it could be creative, it could be spiritual, it could be anything that you do that makes you more present in life. Being out in nature is super, super important to not only preserving your essence and your life battery, but also letting you live a more vibrant life, letting you be more magnetic to people, attract good things into your world, good people into your world. Because a lot of people are focused so much on what's wrong, and they're going through the motions of life, and they're not present, they're not fully present. Okay, so it's more about being just in the head. It's about bringing it down to the heart as well, and making decisions based on that. So anyway, that's it. If you like this video, let me know. Please subscribe. I put out new videos every single week. And yeah, this is my basement, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.